Welcome to Verbal Pick Radio, where we give you a verbal image of life, and we are everyday people. I'd like to welcome you all to the show. Today, we're going to discuss a topic that was on Blackmgik 363. Brother Rich had Professor James Small on, and he was talking about Masonry, right? And basically the United States. Now, I want to get into it, right, because the title was Professor James Small, The Secret Relationship Between Prince Hall Masons. Let me get all of it.
Peace, family. We are now live.
And Freemasonry.
Brother Rich.
Prince Hall Masons and the Boule, right?
Like a part two.
And we're going to break this down in a minute. Hold on. Now, I'm going to point out some things that I want you all to check out. And you'll be hearing it comes from the mouth of Brother Rich and Professor James Small. I mean, very interesting. It's almost like he proved the point without proving a point and answering the questions from Brother Rich, and I'll explain it to you guys. Matter of fact, it'll be self-explanatory in just a second. Hold on. Okay, y'all, here go the first point. Now, check this out.
Happy that a brother like you was coming out, speaking out. Just to tell the people, like we said in the beginning of the last show,
that's Brother Rich speaking.
The idea on the internet is that all Masons are sellouts, they're part of the Illuminati, and that they pledge an oath to hold the rest of the black community down by withholding information with us and working with their masters, their rulers, their overseers. That's our perception on the internet when you read up on Black Masonry. That's the pretty much perception. So I've met, like I said, the brother A.A. Rashid is in the craft, and I know a lot of brothers personally, and they're great brothers, but I'm not saying all the brothers is great. But I'm here to talk.
Now, if you heard Brother Rich, he broke down why a lot of black people don't trust the Masons or Boule, because it start to be an organization that will come into the black community, find out the movement and where the black community is headed, then give that information to the enemy of black people, and then it destroys the momentum in the movement of the masses of black people. Similar to when blacks, when were in slavery and they were getting ready to escape, and one who held his allegiance to the slave master would go and tell, look, they plan to escape to night boats around this time, and when they start running, they run right into the slave master. They were using that to describe the activities and the actions of Masonry. So we're going to continue on with this program, and I'm bringing you guys in on various points, so hold on. Now, this is Professor James Small reply.
So let's look at the Boule, right? It was founded on May 15th, 1904. And its proper name is Sigma Pi Phi. Sigma Pi Phi. So you'll write that down and look it up. Sigma, S-I-G-M-A, Pi, P-I, P-H-I. So Sigma Pi Phi fraternity, also known as the Boule, which is an ancient Greek word that means council of chiefs. Okay? It's the oldest continuous existing Greek-lettered postgraduate fraternity, originally founded by and primarily
exchange. The coin surges to $26.50 per coin, handing you a 9-fold gain.
The responsibility for hitting the ball. And see the same rights
Yeah,
I go
check it
through
out.
for the first degree, the second degree, and the third degree. And I can show you the first degree back in ancient Egypt, second degree and the third degree being practiced in ancient Egypt. Every Masonic temple you go in,
I rewinded it a little bit because I want y'all to check
replica
this
of an
out.
Egyptian temple. So don't tell me it comes from England. England don't have no temple. Okay? Understand what the brothers and sisters were trying to do. Yes, the white man got hold of the knowledge. We gave him Christianity. That was our body of knowledge too. We gave him Islam. Don't tell me that no Allah came and the blah, blah, blah. I was a Muslim imam.
Don't tell me nothing about Allah came in the blah, blah, blah. That's an attack on the Nation of Islam. Saying that God came in the person of Master Farad Muhammad. Now, here we go. Here we go. Like he stated earlier, and he used the analogy of baseball. Right. Well, the game is black people trying to enter into American society. White folks is trying to keep you out, and the game is played. And on the black side, the Boule and the Masons, seems like, are the umpires to make sure you only get so far. And the Ku Klux Klan are the umpires on the white side to make sure they only get so far. And either you playing in the game or you a spectator. Right. You said, don't tell me nothing about Allah came in the blah, blah, blah. Now, if you notice, the Nation of Islam says supreme wisdom. That's why you never saw, when they were asking Malcolm questions about another organization, another brother, he'd be like, well, I'm not finna demean my brother in front of you all. We'll go behind closed doors and fight it out. But when we come out the closet, we'll put on a united front. So whenever you feel bold enough to throw a dagger or a diss at another black organization and they body of knowledge, then who are you working for? How is that? Now, you could have had a percentage of the Nation of Islam rolling with you. But when you threw that dagger, now it's like, wait a minute. Wait. Why are you attacking me? Right? Why are you attacking me? What's the problem? So now what happens is you get a percentage of people who shut down, who could have been rolling with you that you lost. If you picking up everybody, then you don't have no body of knowledge that's going to defeat the supreme wisdom. And if you do, then let's bring it out on a debate and deal with this thing and move forward. But you can't throw a diss out there and just leave it out there. Come on.
I'm a Hajj. Al-Hajj mean that's Shaheed. Before I walked away from it, because that ain't ours.
Now, hold on. Let me just finish it.
A lot of us are in it. And a lot of us came over here as enslaved persons who were Muslims before we came. But guess what? A lot of us came over here as enslaved persons who were Christians before.
But then he said that Islam wasn't ours. But earlier he stated that we gave them Islam. So why is the attack on Islam? Right? Symbology. Why the Malcolm X picture with the beard when he left the nation? Why not the Malcolm when he was with the nation? Who's sending who out to do what? But let's continue.
We came. Now how you gonna explain that one? So let's study history. Remove the enemy's mystery and see how to use these tools to rebuild the consciousness in our community, to rebuild the communities that we live in, to create a safe zone for our babies, okay? To create a safe zone for our women so that they can be welcoming you back home and not be running scared every time you walk out the door. That's what this thing is all about. And I'm not afraid to tell you the truth. You go in and you go to simulations, right? Where they show you being killed. hit 3 times. In the stomach, in the throat, and in the head. Jubilee, jubilum, and jubilee, they call it. And you can see this in the book. I'm not giving out no secrets. You can buy books online and get all this information. And what they're simulating is how someone who has the knowledge of how to build an appropriate community, an appropriate human body. This is the temple, not no building made of stone. This is the temple you're trying to build. Okay?
We know that. And
so the master builder knows how to develop the human character.
And turn him into a god.
Get rid of the ego. Get rid of the envy. Get rid of the jealousy, which leads to conflict, hatred, and death.
Wait, hold on. Wait. You go first, throw a diss, God came in the person of blah, 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 and then turn around and say, get rid of the ego. Get rid of this and get rid of that. Come on.
Bring in knowledge. Bring in understanding of your environment. Learn wisdom from that understanding and build a social order that's based on ma'at. That's what Masonry is about. But you're not going to know that if you're going to listen to your enemy's foolishness without doing real research on your own. This all-seeing eye, we talk about it with all kinds of mythical stuff. It's a mathematical formula. There was nobody named Horus or Harut. That wasn't a person. That's a metaphorical concept and philosophical construct on how the human mind should be organized. There was no Asar, some God, Asar, whatever, yada, yada. Stop the foolishness. You're going to take Jesus and paint it black and change the name back from Jesus to Asar. And you're talking the same foolishness. There was no person named Asar. Asar is in your character when appropriately constructed. And what Masonry tried to do is reconstruction.
But you know what?
African consciousness.
You know what, Professor Small, though? Us knowing that Asar is I don't know, a physiological concept, if that's the right word, but these are concepts of things that are going on within us.
Right.
These esoteric principles.
But they're not esoteric. Don't use that word when you're talking about your character. Okay.
What word you're comfortable with? Because I want to use what word you're comfortable with. Because I want to make a point, but I want to...
The emotional value system that you must use to build a safe environment for you, your wife, and your children. That's what the Asar is about. That's what the Haru is about. It ain't about nobody flying around in the sky and shooting up into Amun and the God. The sun is the damn sun, whether you call it Hupu-Padu or way over yonder. Or if you want to call it Ron, that sounds pretty, that's cool. But I want to be real. Mm-hmm. And the same thing with Asar and Aset and Haru. And it's not esoteric. You have to build courage. Courage is not esoteric. You have to build understanding. Understanding is not esoteric.
Can I say something?
These are essential elements of the human character, mental character, that's necessary for you to survive in the world. One of my big bosses called me, but I'll call him back afterwards. So I didn't mean to cut you off like that, Brother Richard. You know,
listen, yeah. You know,
you need to do Will Smith on my ass. You know.
No, Professor. Nah. What I was going to say is that that eye, what they call the third eye, or what some people call the first eye. There's an exact replica of that image within our brain when they take a scan of the human brain.
When they talk about the pineal gland.
Yeah. So what I was about to say, let me say this, is that what freed the minds of people who thought Horus was a person, who thought Jesus was a person, what really freed the black community was the brothers who rebelled against Freemasonry and gave out the secrets. You gotta let me finish, Professor.
Facts.
Okay.
You gotta let me finish.
All right.
So there's brothers in the community like Ashwa Kwesi, like Dr. Phil Valentine, like Bobby Hemmett, Delbert Blair, Richard King. I mean, the list goes on. I can't think.
I walk with all of them, and
right.
all of them know the same knowledge, and most of them are taught.
So let me say this. So what freed me? So this is the thing. I want to understand where you're coming from, but what freed me was not the brother that was a Mason, was the brother who decided that, listen, the masses need this information. And Professor, I'm an incredible MFer right now. Not because of the Masons, but because of the brothers that rebelled against the Masons.
They were rebelling against society.
Hold up. Let's talk about Clarence 13, right? And put the knowledge out there, right? Let's talk about the NOI. Put the knowledge out there. And start building, going door to door, talking to people, being an upright example. And it seems like, and I could be wrong, but it seems like the whole agenda was, let me pull this body of knowledge down so I can raise the Mason and the Boules up, because it's more acceptable to the establishment. I hate to say it. Because anytime you're seeking peace and unity, you don't throw blows. You find ways to come together, or ways where you agree and you build from that premises. You don't leave a diss on the table and walk away and not clarify and not name. You mean to tell me in all those periods of time you can't find one good thing that the nation did for black people? One good thing that Farrakhan has done for including the Million Man March? You can't, you purposely disconnect yourself and say, I don't know where to get that, what do you say? God came in a blah, blah, blah. Everybody know what you're talking about. How is that unifying the people when you got a picture of Malcolm behind you who was taught by Malcolm the knowledge when Malcolm was a Mason, but when he got into the knowledge of the nation, that's what grew Malcolm. Masonry didn't grow Malcolm. Malcolm wasn't going around the world teaching Masonry. He was going around the world teaching the supreme wisdom. Interesting. Verbal Pick Radio. We're out.